Women are leading in tech. Are women leading in tech? In 2023, it was reported that 28% of women are leading the tech force in the United States. Now, let's just think about that for a second. There are about 5 to 12 million workers in tech, depending upon how broad of a range you go in the tech industry. So that's just one stat. The World Economic Forum's 2023 report said that female leaders in technology, information, and media made up 28%, and then 36% at all levels. So in addition to the numbers being extremely low, Accenture also predicts that nearly half of the women who come in leave at the age of 35. So low rate coming in, but by the time they come in, the women come into tech, they leave at the age of 35. The last stat I want to leave you with this morning is around the promotion gap. In a report from McKinsey in 2022, they stated that for every 100 men who get promoted to manager, 86 women get promoted. That's across all industries. Now, you focus that just on the tech industry, and it becomes 52 women for every 100 men. So nearly half. What can you conclude here? The numbers are not in favor for women. Women are not getting promoted in tech or at parity at men. I would say both are true, but I still believe that women are going to come into the tech field over the next 5, 10 years. Why? Well, how could you not? Forbes projects that there are going to be 4 million jobs, 377,000 different jobs in tech every year between 2022 and 2032. So that's nearly 4 million opportunities. With education, certification, resilience, fortitude, you surely can get into tech. There are a lot of programs that are geared for women to come in here in Dallas, nationally, and across the globe. But once you get into tech and you start working and you start learning and you start delivering, nobody wants to get stuck, unable to move to the higher levels in the organization where decisions are made, strategies are developed, transformations driven. I know not everyone aspires to be a CTO vice president. Not everyone wants to be executive. Not everyone wants to get to the top, but no one wants to be stuck. So if you're climbing the ladder already in tech, if you are new here in the career, or if you're a 15-year veteran and you're getting to lead the next great AI platform, this talk, which is really a career maturity model, will help you avoid from being stuck in the pack to leading the pack. I had the wonderful opportunity over the past 30 years to work in a really fast-paced Fortune 50 organization in its IT function. I had a wonderful opportunity to lead small, medium, and large organizations, startup teams, well-oiled machines. My experiences were vast, and from those I can share with others. I can vividly remember getting into the technology, and I was actually working on a program called Lands Across America, where we were implementing local area networks, wide area networks, to manufacturing facilities all over North America. Now, fast forward 25, 30 years to a leader gone global, leading global transformations for global procurement, ensuring a labor of cybersecurity protection across our manufacturing facilities, to leading a large organization that's supporting field sites and end user services in every region of the world. It was really amazing. Journey and my ascension to CTO Vice President, I had the wonderful opportunity and pleasure to travel to 35 countries, so I spanned the world. All really good stuff. But what I didn't see a lot of mini-me's. Black women, women of color, leading, guiding, delivering large organizations. So as I transition into this next phase of my career, my mission is to pull back and look at that next generation of leaders in tech and help them accelerate their path to greatness, ensuring they don't get stuck in the pack, but they lead the pack. So in our talk today, I really want to take you through a principled approach on how we can accelerate that path to greatness. And I call it the 3L principle: learn, leap, leverage. So where did this all come from? Well, let's roll the tape back to Fern circa 1990s, I'd say late 1990s. And back in the day, I was all about what we call today standing on business, getting it done no matter what, work no matter what. But when it came to actually doing the work of life, I kind of stumbled a bit. And I can vividly remember my ever-loving assistant, Chris. She would tell me that I had to very quickly implement the 3L principle, which to her was live, learn, let go. Live, learn, let go. So what did this mean? This meant that you live through challenges personally and professionally. You learn from them, but you simply must let them go. Now, at the time, it was mostly attributed to my early career work blunders and the men I was dating, but we're not going to go there. So fast forward to a fairly successful career in a Fortune 50 global organization, and the 3L principle, reimagined, still works. But I propose that we shift it a little. Learn, leap, and leverage. So let me take you through what this all means. So learn is really all about the early steps in your career. I just want to say I applaud all the women who came into this industry, the industry of tech. It's the land of opportunity, a land of creativity, a land of innovation. Technology bliss. Learn on those early steps in your career where you want to learn STEM education and get trained. From degrees in AI, machine learning, data sciences, distributed systems, computer networking, the vast engineering disciplines. The degrees and certifications are endless. If you have a passion and a penchant for learning, STEM, it's your sweet spot. And remember those jobs I talked about in that future demand, 4 million jobs? But here's the thing. Learning is just not early in your career. And it's not just a traditional classroom anymore. What I really love is something called masterclass. Anyone here heard of masterclass? Masterclass type of learning, it's great because it allows you to tap into leaders that you love. So I have top industry leaders, ex-CEOs, scientists, lawyers. I can glean knowledge from them. I can tap into what they've talked about, taking their golden nuggets and apply it to the work I'm doing. And it's not just about the technology. Technology is just a piece of it. You'll need to understand what happens in different parts of the world. So I've got a funny story for you. My father, he actually swears by something called the China Global TV Network. You can get it online or subscribe to it. And their mission is see the difference. And it's true. For my dad, he wants to understand what's happening in other parts of the world and how it's newsworthy there versus what's reported here in the United States. And I can really remember, and I think it's true, in my travels to Europe, Dubai, Australia, it was really interesting to see what was newsworthy there versus what was reported back here in the United States. And if you are to be a truly effective global leader, it's really important to understand what's happening in different parts of the world and its impact to us here in the United States. So learn. Be a continual learner. Second, expand your channels and modalities for learning. And 3, breadth and depth of knowledge are both important. All right, now we're going into our second principle, and that's all about leap. And leap is all about taking risks. I can tell you firsthand as a woman of color and a woman in tech, it's hard to take risks. And it's kind of scary to lean out on faith. Martin Luther King Jr. said that faith is taking the first step when you can't even see the rest of the staircase. And I say that and I still cringe. But it's important, it's key. You've got to take risks if you're going to mature your career and get different experiences. I can tell you early on, one of my favorite leaders, she's a really phenomenal cybersecurity, she's one of my mentors, really phenomenal cybersecurity leader. She said, here's value in bringing others with you and taking risks. So what does that look like? Talking to your leader, talking to your mentor and friend, and sharing with them what that risk is, that risky decision you're about to make. Get their advice, get their guidance, even potentially asking them for an ask, making them an accountability partner. End of the day, you simply cannot cross the ocean without taking that first swim. So take those risks, and I did. So back up mid-career, I had a really missed opportunity. I had the perfect missed opportunity to live in Barcelona, Spain. Barcelona is absolutely gorgeous. But I didn't take that opportunity because I didn't seek out the advice from others who could help me make a clear, effective decision. But I do think earlier in my career, I was one that took a lot of risks, and I do think it's what aided in my ascension. I took the roles no one wanted, from moving data centers all over North America, to supporting Y2K, and supporting what we used to call shadow systems. If it was a roll up the sleeves, get techie, dirty, unruly work, I was all about it. Why? Partly because I love turning chaos into order, and partly because I had a high quest to learn the different areas in technology and in IT and the roles. So you've got to leap, you've got to take those risks, you've got to ask for assurances, you've got to bring others with you. They can be strategic, they can be critical, but there's so much more learning on the other side of a good risk taken. All right, now we're down to leverage, the third L in the principle. Leverage is all about building your network and who is in your network and leveraging opportunities. So let's roll the tape just a little bit. While you're learning and leaping, who are you building your network? Who are the resources that are supporting you, that are guiding you, that are challenging you? It is so important. How you leverage an opportunity is a game changer. Back to my OT cyber days, my faithful leader, she would always chant, "Never let a good crisis go to waste." And that's really a Winston Churchill classic, but it's true. What can you learn from a cybersecurity incident? What can you learn and what can you leverage from a cybersecurity incident? Increased incident management processes, enhanced protection and detection capabilities, stronger executive communications, the need for more tabletops. What that leader was instilling in us is the need for us to leverage the opportunity to sharpen our saws. So now let's go back to that leadership, that network you're building. Who are the people in your vast circles to lead you, inspire you, educate you, challenge you? You know, one of my favorite authors is Malcolm Gladwell. Anyone know Malcolm Gladwell? Awesome, awesome author. New York Times bestseller, and he has about 7 or 8 books out there, has a new book that just came out in October. But in his book called The Tipping Point, Gladwell calls out 3 distinct people that you should have in your network. First is the connector, and that connector is someone who connects people and links people together. The second is the maven, and they connect through sharing knowledge. And the third one is the salesperson. They can sell, they can persuade others to do anything they wanted to do. I think having all of these folks in your network is crucial. But I'd like to invite just a few other people into the mix. All right, so my girl, BFF in my head, is Cint Marshall, CEO of the Dallas Mavericks, cancer survivor, and just all over phenomenal leader. And she proposes to have in your network a pusher, a mentor, a sponsor, and a lifter. And I think having all of those in your network would be great. All at the same time, ideal, but maybe hard to do. So now I've taken you through the 3L principle. It's a guide to hopefully help you accelerate your path to greatness, ensure you don't get stuck in the pack, but you lead the pack. Now, if you notice when I talked about this, I didn't talk about the technology per se. It's a given. Technology will always be there. Technology will always change, and technology will also help you stay relevant. It will help you lead the pack. I'd like to leave you with 3 key points from today's discussion, today's talk. 1, be a continual learner. Technology will continue to morph and evolve and at an accelerated pace, so making sure that you stay relevant ensures you don't become obsolete. Be really careful and mindful of the soft skills, improving both your IQ and your EQ, and then being really self-aware of who you are and who you're not. The second is leap and take risks. They can be calculated, bring others with you, but do be bold and take risks. And the third, leverage. Leverage your network because you need your network. So, in closing, I'll say, becoming a trusted advisor doesn't happen quickly. But if you lean into the 3L principle with practical approaches, due diligence, and effective networking, you can move from being stuck in the pack to leading the pack. Thank you.